Is it the real state of Israel as promised in the Bible, or is it man-made state of Israel that is not promised in the Bible? That is the question that I would ask when looking at what my man Toby Phillips here said, which is a very good statement and it's very thought-provoking. And many people won't look any further than the fact that Revelation does prophesize of the reestablishment of the state of Israel as one of the things that will usher in the end times. And when Israel was established, many people in the 1940s and 50s literally believed that this was the coming of the rapture, the end time, all the things the Antichrist was going to come through. And many end time preachers were emboldened and they spread their message and did a lot of evangelizing, and many people went for it. But you asked me to have an open mind, and my mind is always open. Wherever the information lands is where the information is land, but I have to take in all the information. I cannot just look at May 14th, 1948, when Israel, the state of Israel, was established after World War II. I have to look at what the Bible actually said. What the Bible actually says about this time frame, about this promise, about the establishment of the state of Israel, is the promise was to Abraham. And then the promise was given to Isaac. And then the promise was given to Jacob. And then the promise was given to Moses. And then the promise was given to Aaron, and then so on and so forth. But if you follow that line, then it goes Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Aaron, and so on and so forth. The people who established the state of Israel, is debatable as to whether or not they're in that line, because the promise was given that your descendants will inhabit this land and they will be uncountable. All right. So who are the Jews who took the land of Israel, established the state of Israel, would then be the question. They will have to be the descendants of Jacob. Many people say that these people inherited the religion or adopted the religion. Others will say that they were the Edomites. The Edomites are not in the line. Others will say is as Esau, which is the Edomites, but that wasn't the line. It had to be Jacob's line from his father Isaac, not Esau's line from his father Isaac. If that's not the case, then if they are not in that line, then this is not May 14th, 1948 is not in alignment according to the promise that this deity made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So if they're not in the line and this is not, then this is a fake. This is a fake out. This is not the real one. This is not the real establishment of Israel. There will later have to be some type of incursion where the true descendants of Jacob become the leaders, the rulers. And then it says that his descendants will be innumerable. Well, we can count how many Jews are there. We can count the number. Judaism is one of the smallest of the major religions in the world. You know, there are more Christians, there are more Muslims, there are more Hindus, there are more Buddhists, there are more of those, more people participating in those religions. There are more unaffiliated than there are Jews on the planet. So the number is countable, but that's not really important. The main thing here is, does this establishment of Israel fulfill the promise that this deity made? For me right now, I would have to say no, because they are not from the line that the promise was given. And that's vital to the understanding of that. I cannot just take it on face value of an Israeli state being established. It has to be within the line of the descendants. And then another aspect of it is the Dome of the Rock is still there because the temple has to be built. Without them building a temple, and I know right now there has been talks, I don't know if they've actually started it, there's been talks of building a synagogue, a temple, right next to the Dome of the Rock. Now, can it be right next to the Dome of the Rock? or must it be on the exact spot of the previous temple, which would mean they would have to rid themselves of the Dome of the Rock, to which right now that's not going to happen because they're afraid of war. I had a phone call, so I lost track of what I was saying, but basically, if that Dome of the Rock, how much does that play into the prophecy as well, is what I would also have to come to some level of a conclusion of. So those two things would determine whether or not May 14th, 1948 is valid. For me right now, the ones who are running Israel are not the descendants of Isaac. They're not they are descendants, right? They're not the descendants. They're not Jacob's descendants. And seeing as how they're not Jacob's descendants, then the true establishment of the state of Israel, according to the Bible, has not happened yet. When that happens, and it happens through them, it'll be a little bit of a difference. But then the other prophecies would then have to happen in the order to which the Bible describes them happening, because this is supposed to be an orderly God, all right, for me to give it any validity. So, great conversation, my guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody, actually, even the ones who can't stand me and say crazy stuff. But y'all have a great day. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is not negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.